tonight we're going to be discussing one of my favorite products that we have at the clinic. It's an amazing product, part of our core, what I call our core health system. So when people come from all over, there's kind of like a basic 101 that everybody needs. Okay, so it's vitamins, minerals, cofactors, coenzymes, essential fatty acids. Kind of the when your body's rebuilding the trillions of cells that it has, it needs enough of a base to pull from, which is going to affect the quality of the cell tissue, which is going to affect the quality of the system. Okay, so the nice thing about phytoplankton is that it is a piece of the puzzle, which is the recipe for healing. Okay, so it's not the only thing, but it is a big thing that we want to be able to have in our arsenal. So we're gonna start with that. So what's interesting is that that phytoplankton is a base, core, foundational, keystone food source for the planet Earth. Okay, and what's interesting is that most of the oxygen that we consume is not from trees; it's from that. Okay, so this is basically what the planet eats, and if we didn't have phytoplankton, we would not be living. Okay, so it's critical that the alkalinity, the acidity, and the pollution levels. I mean, when we have these massive floating islands of plastic waste. One of the lectures we talk about is endocrine disruptors. We're going to get into that in a couple of weeks, as far as how that depletes testosterone, and so it's a huge issue. And so I encourage you, tune in onto these calls, invite your friends, your family, the people that you care about, that you love, and if you don't love them, invite them anyways. So one of the neat things with this is this nutrient, like I said, is a base nutrient, and it is just loaded with so many good things. We want to have things that are what I call a shotgun effect. We also want a sniper effect, but we want to use both of those tools. Okay, sometimes you need a broad spectrum nutrient. Well, that's what this is. And the nice thing about this is virtually instantly absorbed into the system and into the cells. Okay, and so we're going to get into the technology of that, but it's really fascinating creature that we were created on this beautiful globe and this beautiful earth, and we have this life form that we are truly, in all sense of the word, tied into. Okay, and when we incorporate this, there's going to be a broad spectrum as far as health benefits. So basically, just as the chart shows here, this little creature here, this at the base here, the phytoplankton eats the zooplankton eats that, and it just kind of goes all the way up the chain there. And so it's a base nutrient that is critically needed, and so it supplies everybody north of this like zooplankton here with nutrition. Okay, so just think about that. I mean, all cells are being generated from the nutritional levels of this. I call it a super duper food. Okay, it's not just a superfood. This is the super duper food. And when you have this, it's going to unlock a certain level of energy and vitality into your body. Our bodies need this. Okay, in fact, one of the interesting studies is that a pound of carrots back in 1940 had 80,000 international units of vitamin A. Now they've got, I don't know, 4,000. Yeah, really, and glycophosphate and everything else. It was interesting. I was using my little Wave watch, and which is a frequency device, and it's not, this lecture is not about that, but I want to just share with you something. I said, you know what, I probably have to detox a little bit of glycophosphate because it's sprayed on all the foods and everything else, and lo and behold, I used that last night, and this morning I woke up with a sore throat. And just think about that. Okay, I would say built to last. Okay, so I don't really get sore throats. What I did do is I recognized, I said, you know what? that detoxification pathway was occurring. And where was I getting the glycophosphate? Well, it's probably from the food. Yep, from the food. Where is it getting first broken down into? Right in the back of my throat. Okay, so interesting that my body would recognize that and actually start to detox that area. That's exactly what's happening. As you saw from the last slide, that it is powered by the sun, that the sun reacts with this little sea creature, and it creates this life form, and it's just a beautiful little thing. So, and I mentioned earlier that 70% of the Earth's oxygen is generated. So it's not just the trees that's doing this, it's our oceans. Okay, our oceans we are intimately tied into the ocean system. Okay. What's nice about this product also is that not only is it full spectrum with vitamins, minerals, cofactors, coenzymes, essential fatty acids, so many different things, but it's also sustainable as far as where we're harvesting it. Okay, this is a facility in Spain. It's very, very dense with the level of phytoplankton in that area. It's pristine. We probably should have a slide dedicated to this facility. It's a beautiful facility, and it's done in a very sustainable way to where we're not over harvesting this for our benefit, but it's one of those things that we're hanging enough to where we can keep the ball rolling and keep that going, and we'll never outperform how fast the planet can produce phytoplankton. It's something that is interesting, and as you see this chart here, right around 2020 is when people started really getting concerned about health. Okay, they said, "Wait a minute, I got friends dying. And these vaccination things aren't really working. In fact, we now know that really did mess up cardiovascular systems, immunities, and different things. And so, we're not going to get into that tonight. However, why is phytoplankton such a powerful search? Why are people doing this? It's because they are taking personal responsibility for their health. It's called self-care. That's the best care, by the way. Okay, it's self-care. It's what can I do? Where can I spend my dollars to have the maximum benefit as far as something I could do that will help cover a lot of different challenges, whether it's cardiovascular or immunity, brain function, all these different things. Well, people are looking. So folks are kind of hungry for this, especially post-COVID. When the science came out and said that vitamin D and quercetin and nanocannabis and all these other things were really, really good for your immunity, what happened? Well, it went off the shelves. I mean, because people said, yeah, that makes sense. The science isn't. And it kind of does. I mean, this is God's pharmacy, for God's sake, we're talking about. This is not rocket science. Yes, it is science, because the technology as far as delivery is something that's pretty powerful with this. And so I think you're gonna be shocked at how that happens, actually. So what does it do for us? What does this little amazing little creature do for us? Let me put it another way. What doesn't do? I mean, it does really everything. I mean, it really kind of was one of those things that as there's little chinks in the armor of different places, you're going to come across different little areas that are having a little bit of a weakness. I mean, so we do blood tests and say, oh, my liver's enzymes a little elevated. Well, you know what? It's going to help that liver. Okay. Are we saying that we're just treating? Yeah. You know what? It does. I mean, it does. Just like a powerful superfood should. Okay. It's going to have a broad spectrum. So, do you want a little sharper brain? Do you want a little bit better metabolism? You want to have a little bit better respiration? Do you want your cardiovascular function better? Well, this is it. Okay. And it is scientifically validated. Okay. Everything I say to you right now is validated through science. It's just not, hey, Dr. Marty's talking about this thing. No, this is a good thing for you and your family to use as far as part of your health regimen. It is loaded with good stuff. Okay. And I can go over this list, but, I'll just pick this top one here, omega-3s. There is an inflammation test that's omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. And it's interesting is that a lot of people with diseases, their ratios are way out of balance. I mean, they're like 14 to 1 or 20 to 1, super inflamed. If you have sinus problems, if you got respiration problems, if you got a term with the last few letters are itis in it. Sciatic neuritis, okay, bronchitis, okay, neuritis, arthritis. All these itises are just not enough omega-3, okay? And if there's a way for you to get more omega-3 into the system, that's a good thing, okay? Excuse me. The nice thing about this product, it does not have a fishy taste to it, okay? Copper is one of the biggest deficiencies I see in the clinic. It's incredible that there is a intimate relationship between iron and copper. We recycle iron in our body about 97% efficiency. You're not going to find a better recycling system on Earth than our own iron recycling system. Okay, when people take iron, and a lot of people do, oh, I'm anemic, I got to take more iron. No, a lot of people are just copper deficient. Okay, it's incredible how if you, but it's a system that requires copper, so you have to have enough copper to get that system to do what it needs to do as far as with the iron absorption. Okay, that's the key. Wonderful product, broad spectrum benefits, no doubt about it. What does it do? Again, what does it not do? If it's going to help brain function, it's going to help everything. Okay, it's going to help. It's going to help every system in your body. And you can look at this, but it is antibacterial. It is good for blood sugar handling. If you're diabetic, if you got an immune system challenge, you got an autoimmune system challenge. If you've got inflammation anywhere, what's so nice about this product is that you can take it and have a lot of different health benefits. Okay, I can just tell you, post-COVID, there is more cancer and there's more cardiovascular disease than before COVID, okay, vaccination. The science shows it. There was enough countries that did forced vaccinations, like 100% of the population got vaccinated. And now we see the studies. Now we actually see what's happening. I mean, and some people on this call got vaccinated. Some people didn't. Some people on this call got vaccinated and they wish they didn't, okay? And if you're that person, I want to encourage you. And Rob, you can leave our contact information to the clinic. There's a protocol that you better be thinking about doing to neutralize some of the damaging effects of this. Okay, or there's going to be consequences. Okay, I mean, I'm not a doomsayer. I'm an optimist. I'm an eternal cheerleader. Okay, you won't find a better cheerleader than me, because if you're breathing, you can heal. In our job, my job is to activate people's potential to be able to heal. And if you can unleash the healing potential, wow, baby, it's incredible. Miracles happen. Why? Not that it's because we were designed to heal. We were designed to have homeostasis. And when you give the body what it needs, it does its work, for goodness sake. All we got to do is, we can't even overthink this. Sometimes doctors say, you need this, listen, just do some things to detox the body and give the raw materials it needs to heal, and it will. Think of it a little, let me break it down this way. You got this little droopy plant. You give it a little bit of water, you give it a little food, some sun, pull some weeds, and it gets perky again over time. Why? We have an innate intelligence in us that just needs to be activated. Think about it. Yeah, all right. This little strip is just a neat thing. It just kind of melts in your mouth, okay? And it is this is the first company. Now, I've had a lot of folks come after me asking me to promote products and different things. And it's like, listen, I've never stepped up to the plate to be a chief science officer of a company. And the reason why is the science didn't back it, okay? That's not the case here, okay? I really appreciate NRG. I really appreciate the technology. I appreciate the quality of the product. I appreciate the results that it gets. That's the key. This little strip is just this little thin strip that just kind of melts your mouth, and it just kind of dissolves and gets right into the cells. Do you want a little bit more spring in your step? Do you want a little bit better absorption? Do you want something that's going to give a nice impact where you need it, and maybe you don't even know it? You see, think about it this way. You've got, I don't know, we'll just say cavities, okay? the first symptom is the last symptom. There's a brewing thing, a problem going on that your body needs to deal with the immune system, with fighting off infection, with circulation, a lot of different things. And you might not even feel that, or even maybe even like cancer, or maybe even a heart attack. Here you got the first symptom is the last symptom. So don't wait till those symptoms. Get going with your health. The very finest thing you can do for your wealth is your health. Okay, let me just say that again. The finest thing you can do for your wealth is your health. The 85% of the bankruptcy occurs because of healthcare costs. Okay, and that's sad. You get sick, you get some sort of disease, you get in the hospital, and all of a sudden, $2 million later, it's just better to hit the reset button. Okay, that's just reality. Okay, so the best thing you could do is to get healthy, stay healthy, and help others around you do the same. All right. What happens is a lot of these products in the market, they just, for whatever reason, just do not get into the body. Okay, the problem is that I see things on X-rays that people are taking, and they have this enteric coating shellac around them that can survive a nuclear blast and have a 30-year shelf life. No, okay, no, it's your body has to get it into the cells. Okay, and that's the key. It's about the whole thing is about absorption. The whole thing's about absorption. That's really the key. It's not even about what's in the bottle. It's about what gets into the cell. That's really the key factor of this. This is what separates us from the rest of the herd that are trying to sell you supplements. Yeah, so we have the best delivery system, not my thought process, but we actually do have the best delivery system on the planet right now, period. If you want to get something into the cells, you better be using quantum level technology. And we have that. That's us. There'll be others that follow us, no doubt about it. I would if I were them. But we're the first to market on this, okay? And we're going to even get better and better and better every day. How small are we talking about with this nanotechnology? I want you to look off to the right there, and you see this virus. We're talking smaller than that. Okay, we're talking smaller than red blood cells. We're talking just a little bit bigger than the water molecule. Okay, so we're talking a very, 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 very small. So it goes right through the cell membranes. It goes right into your system, right into your bloodstream, right into your cell structures. Okay, to actually get the work done where it needs to get done. That's where it needs to get to. Okay, and again, most nutrients just are not absorbed. This is really the slide of the night. Okay, when you take a pill, less than 10% is going to get absorbed. Okay, it just does. The best absorption is intraoral absorption, hands down. Okay, it really is. It goes right into the membranes. It goes right into the cell structures, and ultimately it goes right into the mitochondria. Okay, that's really a powerhouse the cell is, which is just fantastic. Especially when you're older, and when I call over 35, means that you're kind of out of warranty. Okay, you can get away with doing a lot of stuff before 35. You could almost do anything, like a brand new car. For the first 2 years, you can just kind of run to the ground, and it's going to keep running, no problem. After you get into my age, okay, I'm out of the extended warranty. Okay, I'm 57 years old. Now, here's the thing. It's not about life span, it's about health span. Yeah, Genesis 6 said we get to 120. I'm saying let's get there healthy, that you can do anything you want to be. That you can perform how you want to perform. You can live a vibrant, healthy, functional, strong, stable life. That's the key. That's the goal, really. If that's your goal, let's lock arms. Let's team up. Find someone near your neck of the woods that does this work, that actually helps to revitalize tissue, not just treat symptoms. I got a sinus problem, try this. No, let's get you so vibrant. Let's get that lawn so vibrant that weeds don't even stand a chance. Don't pull. You can pull some weeds, but I'm saying let's get a lot of fertilization going on. Let's revitalize that tissue, and really make a difference in your health. This is 2026, and a lot of you are already not doing your resolutions. That's okay. Listen, this is not a resolution thing. This is a lifestyle. There's no diet. This is the way I eat. This is it. This is part of it. This is part of the equation. And it works great. This little box is a little miracle in a box. It just is. Like I said, I call it the super duper food. We do have a slide of the facility. There we go. I thought we did. I just didn't know where it was at. And it's Cadiz in Spain, and this is a beautiful facility, nice and clean and environmentally safe and harvested well. It's a facility that is designed to produce a very high quality product. We have a very high quality product here. Just think about it, for less than $2 a day. You know what? For me, I think a small, when you invest in your health, it's a guaranteed return on investment. It really is. When you have another level of spring in your step and your brain's functioning a little bit better, you make better decisions. You have better relationships. You have more vitality. You can get more done, play more. Vitality. We are vital creatures. You attract more energy into your system. You make better decisions. Your brain's functioning better. Your cardiovascular system functioning better. You're stepping better. You're eliminating better. Less pain. Why? It's because your system's working better. You're on high octane fuel. That's why. That's why. And it's about that size right there, by the way. It just instantly goes right in your system. That's the beautiful thing, is that you can take one of these first thing in the morning. I take it every day. I love it. And it's one of those things that I will continue to take for the rest of my life. The reason why, because it works. It works because my numbers, my metrics show it. I just had my blood chemistry come back. Everything's well within normal parameters. Why? It's because I'm doing things like this. This is part of the toolbox. It's not the only thing, okay? People think that this is a silver bullet. No, it's not. It is a blend of things that need to happen. Yes, you still need to hydrate. You still need to take other things, things like probiotics and nitric oxide activators and different things to help bind testosterone depletion things like endocrine disruptors. And so you want to get away from those things. Microplastics. So we're going to get all that. We will. Okay. Stay tuned for more stuff. Okay, some good stuff. This is the product here. Okay, and it comes in a month supply, and it's it's relatively inexpensive. I mean, this is not going to break your bank here. This is something that you can take every day. And my encouragement to you: take it for at least 90 days. You're going to see what this does for you.